Hello, and welcome to Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter, a podcast where Dr. O from All Creatures Every Spine interviews doctors and animal owners that utilize animal chiropractic to get their unique perspectives. Yes, it's really a thing. Dr. O utilizes his 30 years of experience as both an animal chiropractor and veterinarian, and to dig deep into the discussion of complex issues affecting the lives of your animal friends and companions. Join us for this educational episode. Thanks for joining us for this portion of the episode as Dr. O begins to answer the question, what is animal chiropractic? He will look at how the chiropractic adjustment is a valuable and viable treatment for what ails your animals.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter. I'm your host, Dr. O. Now, when most people hear the word chiropractic, they immediately think of humans, those satisfying pops and cracks, improved posture, and pain relief. But did you know that chiropractic care isn't just for people? It's for our animals too, from horses and dogs all the way to, yes, even chickens. That's right. Today, we're going to talk specifically about the benefits of chiropractic care for chickens. So, first things first, what is animal chiropractic? Animal chiropractic is a specialized form of care that focuses on the alignment and proper movement of the joints, particularly along the spine. Just like in humans, when the spine of an animal isn't moving correctly, it can affect the nervous system and how the body communicates within itself. When that communication is interrupted, we might see problems like reduced mobility, poor performance, changes in behavior, or even decreased overall health. By adjusting those joints and restoring motion, we help the nervous system work the way it was designed to, naturally, efficiently, and effectively. Now, let's talk about our feathered friends, chickens. It might sound surprising, but chiropractic adjustments can make a big difference in poultry health. Chickens, like all animals, rely on a well-functioning nervous system for everything: movement, digestion, egg production, and even immune response. When a chicken's spine or joints are misaligned, it can create stress in the body. This stress affects how nutrients are absorbed, how muscles work, and even how hormones are regulated. Over time, that can impact their growth, comfort, and productivity. So what happens when we apply gentle, specific chiropractic adjustments to chickens? The results are pretty amazing. For meat chickens or broilers, proper spinal alignment supports better muscle development and less physical stress. That translates to improved meat quality, firmer, healthier tissue, and a better overall product for consumption. And for laying hens, chiropractic care has been shown to enhance egg quality. Adjusted hens often produce eggs with stronger shells, richer yolks, and improved consistency. When the body is balanced, everything functions more efficiently, even egg production. In addition, adjusted chickens tend to move more freely, perch better, and show fewer signs of discomfort or imbalance. It's not just about productivity, it's also about animal welfare and quality of life. The bottom line is this: chiropractic care helps animals, big or small, live and function at their best. Whether you're working with horses, dogs, cats, or chickens, the goal is always the same: to restore proper motion, remove interference in the nervous system, and allow the body to do what it does best: heal itself. So the next time you see your chickens strutting around the yard, remember, they might just benefit from an adjustment too. And as I always say, the body heals one way only: above, down, inside, and out. So keep your animals adjusted. Thank you all for tuning in.
Make sure to visit our website, allcreatureseveryspine.com, where you can subscribe to the show and learn more about getting your animals adjusted. If you are in the Meridian, Texas area, drop in on a Tuesday afternoon to get your animals adjusted. If that isn't possible, schedule a consultation on your animal's health with Dr. O. You can also purchase a copy of Dr. O's book. Yes, it's really a thing.
Helping others experience an abundant life with the gift, art, and blessing that is Animal Chiropractic is our sole mission at All Creatures Every Spine. It's what we do. It's what we love. It truly is what keeps us motivated to help people just like you. I truly love the art of chiropractic. It drives me to provide the highest level of chiropractic possible. And as fellow chiropractic business owners, it's that love that drives us to become better. However, the reality is that sometimes running a successful business can be challenging. Sometimes there can be obstacles to overcome. We all know the old saying, if it were easy, everyone would do it. Well, one thing that is really easy is marketing our clinic with a professional animal chiropractic website by the Chiro Website Pro, Tony Seymour. He's a professional web designer, and his team at Chiro Website Pro take good care of us. They simply make marketing our practice 100% hassle-free. If you're looking for the #1 hands-free way to market your practice, give the Chiro Website Pro a call at 423-779-4630 or simply visit www.chirowebsitepro.com and make sure you ask them about the special ACES discount and let them know Dr. Amy and Dr. O sent you. You'll be glad.
Hello everyone, and welcome to barfworld.com. If you're seeing this video, it typically means you're interested in trying our 90-day challenge. If your pet is suffering from allergies, kidney issues, obesity, diabetes, or even cancer, our food can help with that. So if you're ready to see your pet's health dramatically improve in just 90 days, call us and schedule your consultation today. Hope to talk to you guys soon.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes. For me, my hero is Frank, my best friend. But even the greatest heroes need help sometimes. Frank and I were at the park the other day when he started limping and favoring his left leg. I didn't see what happened, but I could tell something was wrong. So we went to see Frank's favorite vet, Yvette. Yvette the vet. After running some tests, she determined that Frank had torn his ACL. His best option was surgery. But unfortunately for me, surgery wasn't an option. So what could I possibly do to be a hero to my hurting hero? That was when Yvette told us about Hero Braces. She took a quick cast of his leg and said this mold would be used to create a biomechanically designed stifle brace, custom-made just for Frank, allowing his body's natural healing processes to take over and stabilize the knee. About 2 weeks later, she fitted the brace and gave us the green light to walk, hike, and snuggle, and do all the activities that Frank and I were used to doing. It was that simple. Hero braces are lightweight, don't stretch or tear, and are durably designed to last the life of your dog. So Frank can get back to being Frank. Like I said, heroes come in all shapes and sizes. And lucky for us, so do hero braces.
Join us as Dr. O interviews a certified chiropractor, veterinarian, or an animal owner. These enthusiastic people explain how they utilize animal chiropractic to alter the lives of the animals in their communities.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter. I'm your host, Dr. O, from All Creatures, Every Spine, and Animal Chiropractic Education Source. Make sure you thank our sponsors, but today we're here with Dr. Jacqueline. Tell us about where your practice is, ma'am.
So I practice in Hilton, New York, which is in just general upstate. So I work at a clinic that there's 5 doctors total, including myself. I'm the only one that does chiropractic. I also do acupuncture, and I see exotics and cats and dogs. So.
All right. So you do chiropractic.
We do.
As well as everything else. What percentage of your practice is chiropractic, would you say?
Yeah, so I took my test a year ago, actually just a year ago. And since then, I would say, I normally see maybe like 20 to 28 appointments a day, depending on the day. And honestly, I would say I at least see 5 or 6 chiropractic appointments a day. And the thing is, and I know this is bad, but we haven't actually done any advertising for the chiropractic. We're working on it. But so through word of mouth and just like general problems that have come up in everyday practice, I was surprised, like even more so than acupuncture, that I've gotten so many clients for chiropractic. And again, I'm not even sure how people are hearing about it, but like a lot of show dogs have started to come as well for like their groomer recommended it. And they found me or heard about it through word of mouth. So I've been seeing a lot of people mostly that way, but we are working, because for a while we weren't accepting new clients because we had too many. But now that we are, we're working on advertising it. So.
Well, cool. What, as a veterinarian, you see a lot of patients that don't come in for chiropractic.
Yes.
How many of those become chiropractic patients?
Generally, especially in older dogs, that's always something that I bring up as a tool. It should be in every dog, right? And actually a lot of people are interested in it for their puppies starting right away if I point out a problem during their regular exam as a preventative measure. And a lot of times I would say the easiest people to convince to do it are, all these Frenchies that come in with back problems, that people just term IBDD. And, I'm like, well, we could, do something to prevent this from happening again, because, this was not fun for anyone. And they really, see the value in it, and continue to come back. So I have a lot of patients that once they've seen the benefit of it, or, I don't even remember seeing this animal and it comes in 8 months later and they're like, yeah, the last time you did it, it really helped. And so I'm like, okay, perfect. And I was like, well, maybe don't wait like 8 months again, but, but I'm glad that you're back because you knew it helped. So, so, right. Most of them, unless they're patients that I've already seen for this issue, are like coming in and I'm like, well, here's other things that we can do to treat. And surprisingly, I feel like maybe 10 or 15 years ago, chiropractic used to be considered more alternative. And most people maybe even didn't see a chiropractor, but every time I ask a person if they go to the chiropractor, they're like, yeah, definitely. So, it's very easy to convince them because they're already doing it for themselves.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
So the one thing we always ask is, what's your biggest win? Tell us about your biggest win with chiropractic.
My biggest win. I think that's hard because I feel like there's so many positive things. Which is great. But just most recently, actually today, I saw this dog for a second appointment where the woman it was a Frenchie, and the woman had done surgery on her previous Frenchie for, I'm assuming, the same thing, which was probably may or may not have been, IBDD plus or minus other things. And, she was really worried she was going to have to do it again. And her husband had just died and she didn't have any money. And so she was like, I want to try whatever you're going to tell me to do. And she was worried the dog wasn't going to get better. And, the last appointment, the dog was standing on its under on the top of its little feet. And today it was standing. And she was like, I'm not really sure if she's better. And I was like, what do you mean? She's standing. And she was like, yeah, you're right. But she's so painful. And I was like, okay, well, it's been 1 week. And I was like, she's standing and not knuckling anymore. Like, that's great. So So that's one thing that happened today, but I'm trying to think. I'm waiting for the day that I adjust a dachshund's neck that's paralyzed and it walks again. I'm waiting for that day. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it will.
So I know.
The one thing and that's why we video a lot,
Mhm.
because then we say, oh, well, let's just take a look at the video and
Right.
see. And then the other thing that I find with some of these older paralyzed pets
Mhm.
is pain
Yeah.
is often mistaken for frustration.
Yeah. And honestly, this is like a 3-year-old dog, so I'm sure it's super frustrated at being,
Yeah.
kept somewhat quiet. So
Well, and like we had an older dog that was 12 and it could go anywhere it wanted to.
yeah.
She didn't keep, but it couldn't yet. And it was only like, it came in totally paralyzed, totally down. And then, but it had no control of bladder or bowel. Didn't know. And on day like 3, the lady called and said, "Oh my God, I don't know what we're going to do. She's so painful. She's so painful." And I said, "Are you sure she's painful?
Yeah.
Carry her outside and just see what happens." She carried her outside. The dog peed, and then she was fine.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And she goes, "Well, but that hasn't happened for 3 days." I said, "She hasn't had control of her bladder for 3 days either.
Right.
She just peed everywhere." That was one of the complaints, right? And
Yeah.
and so sometimes, because you take a dog that's totally housebroken,
Yeah.
that then goes to totally non-housebroken, but now all of a sudden knows it's time, but how do you ask?
Right.
We had an episode with a family member that they it was, "Oh, I hate to wake you in the middle of the night, but I have to go to the bathroom again, and I can't. You told me I can't go by myself because I fell last time. So yes, you can't go by yourself.
Yeah.
So yes, you need to call me." But yeah. And I can hear, so now I see that in the dogs sometimes.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
Yeah. And so that's sometimes I think, is it pain or is it just frustration? So yeah. So what do you wish, what's the most unique animal you've adjusted so far?
A guinea pig.
Yes. With your hands,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes, with one finger.
Yeah. Well, because people are always like, "Oh, how do you do those little tiny,
Yeah.
Yeah. And how'd the guinea pig do?
Good. She so she had scurvy and was adopted as an older guinea pig with arthritis from it. And this woman, she has like a bunch of exotics and gets acupuncture and adjustments done on all of them, which is so funny. She used to have a rabbit that I also did that on. And so she brought me this little guinea pig and we were doing laser and adjusting it and acupuncture, and she was having a great little life. She just recently died, which was sad. But she brought her in every month, and so she was much better because of it. So
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of cool how it's hard to list how many, but how many animals have come in almost ready to be euthanized.
Yeah.
And then
several.
and then 4 or 5 years later, they're still with us.
Yeah. I know. I think in the past, I don't know, maybe 10 years. And again, I only started doing this. Well, I started probably 2 years ago and finished a year ago. But I have been doing acupuncture for 8 years. So now I usually recommend doing both, obviously for paralyzed dogs, because I think it helps. But in the past 10 years, I've only ever euthanized 2 dogs from not being able to walk. And again, I didn't do chiropractic then, so I don't know if that would have been different.
Right.
From not being able to walk and not getting better. And then, those owners elected not to attempt to do anything else. So I would say most of them. And also it's cool because where I work, we all just like find each other for whatever our specialty is. And so if an animal comes in that's limping, they're like, hey, Jackie, will you come look at this? Or they'll bring it in the back and they'll be like, hey, I'm just going to have this other vet that does chiropractic look at your dog. And then most of the time the people are like happy to let me adjust the dog, and then they'll come back and start seeing me for that. So it's cool. They refer a lot for like any limping, painful dog to come see me. So that's
Cool.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you taught them how to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The one vet is very into it. He was like, the hips are out of alignment. And I was like, good job.
Yes. That's,
Yeah.
we teach all our people to try to teach all our people.
Right. Yeah. I
know.
also do that too. Yeah. Sometimes they're too fat and they can't find the top of their hip bones. And I'm like, you just got to imagine that they're there.
Right.
But yeah, most of the time you can feel them. So yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to veterinary practices that don't refer to a chiropractor or don't have a chiropractor?
Yeah. I mean, I just find it's one of the most useful tools. That and acupuncture are my favorite things that I do, because it's cool to be able to use physical medicine to make an animal better, instead of drugs. And it's crazy to see what the body can do. And just personally, I've gone to a chiropractor for decades and also go for acupuncture. So I know what a positive benefit it has in my life. So there's I'm the only person that's AVCA certified within like an hour of me. So I'm the only one in our area. And I think that, if more people, were certified in the area, people would have more options for their animals. And the other thing that's interesting is that there is 3 other like rehab vets. That's all they do. And they claim that they do chiropractic, but they don't. Or they just say like, they're certified in that like spinal manipulation. So people think that that's chiropractic, or they think that their animals have been getting chiropractic. And so I just had to gently explain to them that they're not actually certified, and, how they can look that up. But I just think that, the more chiropractors there are, the better, just because it does so much good. So,
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we, find. I mean, it's so frustrating when you adjust a dog. Like we adjusted a dog that had been bipedal. He walked around on his front legs, and kind of had a hunch back, and his front legs stuck out in front of him. And he did a really good job of walking bipedal.
Yeah.
And he'd been doing it for 6 months.
Wow.
And he walked out, was actually standing up on all 4 legs. And then they called back, 4 or 5 days later and said, hey, it's not working. And what are we going to do? And I said, well, I told you that it, would take 3 visits, and then we'd go from there. And it may be the first visits, may not. And it's too far to drive. It was a 3-hour drive. It was a 3-hour drive. And it was, but there actually was nobody else any closer.
Yeah.
And so it was like, they were like, what do we do? And I said, well, you can bring the dog back, or, and they just opted for euthanasia. So,
yeah. Oh, that's sad. Yeah. All right. I think a lot of, I don't even think that necessarily other vets even know that is a thing.
Right.
Which is, sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just greater awareness generally.
Yeah. We keep trying, and we do all we can, that's why we have this podcast. But, and I'm amazed at how many of our Facebook posts get shared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I had one that was on 7 different countries. And I'm like, I don't know how that happened, but it was, and it was a whiteboard video that I had done, explaining what chiropractic was. And so I was like, well, that's cool. That's getting out there at least. And, and it's pretty easy to do, social media. You guys probably have a somebody that does social media, right, for you?
We do. We're working on updating it. Actually, the biggest section of the website is chiropractic, but some of the other sections are lacking. And I was like, I'm not sure that this is searchable, because when I'm searching like chiropractors near me, I think they finally fixed it that we actually like come up when you Google search it. But
well, good.
It wasn't happening before. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we tell some doctors to do is go ahead and it works just in case you ever run for political office. Register Jacqueline Walker DVM.
Yeah.
As your get that from GoDaddy.com as your website, and then you can forward it to your clinic website. But you can have people will find you easier that way.
Good idea.
Yeah. And it's not that expensive, so
okay.
Unless you have some real common name, and then it might be hard.
Yeah.
So but there's all kinds of things. Like one of the things we did was put questions up, and then and have put the answer back. So, and right now, currently, we're putting the question up on Friday morning and the answer up on Monday, because a lot of people, scroll Facebook and stuff over the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do it every day, but some people go over the weekend. And so then we put the answer up on Monday, and anybody that has the correct answer can DM us for a entry into a special drawing.
People like free stuff.
Yeah. And they have to come get it at the clinic, right?
Yeah.
So that at least gets them in the door, and they well, are you a client? No, we're not. Oh, well, plus we now have their email addresses and their, so we can market to them. So
yeah.
And it's anything like that is a good thing. So so what would you tell what do you wish animal owners knew about animal chiropractic?
I mean, that generally that it's a thing, because right, like you said, some people are surprised to know it's a thing. And actually, it's interesting. A human chiropractor that I don't go to in the area, who's actually just our regular client, found out that I do it, and he's been referring all of his clients with animals to me. And I was like, that's so nice of him. Like, I have never actually adjusted one of his animals, but yeah, like many people have come in and be like, oh, my chiropractor told me to come see you, because he knows you do animal chiropractic. And I was like, that's very nice. But yeah, I think just like general, because right, I think that we've seen this wave of people more trying to do like preventative medicine. And I think that we're coming into that wave with cats and dogs as well. So I think that, if people know that's an option as something preventative, I think more people will do it. And the other cool thing I feel like too is that a lot of animal insurances have been covering it if people pay for like a higher tier. And so I've had many people, this one lady, she pays for full insurance on her animal. So she's like, yeah, I'll come as often as you tell me to. If you want me to come weekly, I'll come weekly. And I was like, okay. And she was like, people made fun of me for paying for this insurance, and now it's really coming in handy. And I was like, that's good. So yeah, so I think that like stuff like that is cool too, because I think it just helps make it more like affordable or accessible for people as well.
Right. You bet. And what would you tell, well, we already talked about veterinarians, but what would you tell people that are looking to get into chiropractic about ACEs?
The reason that I picked you guys, honestly, was that you had the most flexible scheduling. So I just found that I didn't know how anybody else that went to other schools went 5 months in a row. Like, what workplace is going to let you do that? So I just loved that it was so flexible. You could do it as fast or slow, not as slow, but in 2 years within a reasonable amount of time. But it was, I just found that to be very attractive. So that was honestly the reason that I had picked you guys to begin with, was that there was only 3 labs, but it was like more intensive time versus going 5 times. Cause again, like cost, and I felt, I mean, again, I had obviously read positive things on the website, and I was like, okay, this one sounds good, I'll pick it. But really, like you guys say, like you do leave the first lab being able to adjust, and that's true. I definitely felt way more confident, obviously, after the second lab, but I could do it after the first lab. So within 6 months of starting the course, and again, I took a year and a half to do it because I needed to go a little slower. Whereas I know some people in my labs were doing it in 3 months, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I thought it was like a very easy pay schedule to fit in with, working full time, and yeah, and definitely I do feel like the hands-on experience is very good. Like my first lab only had 2 other people in it. So I adjusted a lot of animals before I left. And I know that that's not the case with other schools. So I don't know about other schools. You guys have just said that, but I definitely feel like I had a good experience. And whenever I've told people, actually some of my classmates that I graduated from vet school, like I was like, like you should go to this school. Like it was good and flexible and very good hands-on and a good, teacher to student ratio. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we module 1, we always keep it less than 5 students per.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there was only 3 of us, so
yeah, so
that made it even better.
Yeah. And so it maxes out at 10 ever.
Okay,
and
sure.
then we have 2 instructors in lab, but we also make sure that everybody adjusts 5 animals per weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we got to do more than that though, because it was just the 3 of us. So yeah, so I felt good after doing that. So
yeah, we definitely, and that's the thing, and we still hear from people that have graduated from other programs and come here and adjust their first animal.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't understand how you can have a school that is like that. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, they do. Well, it's just like, there's veterinarians that graduate without doing surgery now. So
no, it's a good point. Yeah.
So it's rough. So anyway, but it is. Any parting words of wisdom that you'd like to give to?
I just think if it's something that you're thinking about doing, you should strongly consider it. And I mean, you do think I haven't paid attention, but I'm sure with the money that I've made the clinic, I've paid them back and what it cost for me to go within a year or less. And I just find that whenever somebody, like even before I recommend x-rays, sometimes I'm like, let's just try adjusting your dog and see what happens. And I've had dogs that, especially if it's like an acute limp, like it just happened, we adjust the dog and they're like, oh my God, it's better. And I'm like, perfect. Or other ones that like people don't know what to do and they're just going to stick it on meds, and, just being able to fix the root cause of the problem is cool, other than just like masking it with meds. And like, maybe they would have gotten better slowly, but not actually. So I just find it's like such an awesome tool. And actually I'm changing my win. I was just thinking about this. But actually, one of the receptionist cats came in and couldn't eat. Like it seemed hungry, but it couldn't eat. And so I adjusted its TMJ and it immediately started eating. And she was like, you're a magician. And so, of course, it took a couple of times for it to stick. But she was like, she's not eating again. I was like, well, bring her back. I need to adjust her again. And as soon as I adjust her, she would eat again. And so now she's doing great, but it probably took like 4 or 5 adjustments. But that was cool because like literally the cat wasn't eating and they thought they were going to have to euthanize it. And so we like did blood work and everything on it. And I was like, yeah, she just needed her TMJ adjusted. So, and like, that's something that I don't think, like oftentimes vets are like, I don't know what's wrong. Like something's wrong. I can't eat. I don't know why I can't eat. And even my own cat, actually, before I was like, I know something's wrong with my cat's jaw and like he needs to be adjusted before I even started. But like we looked at pain meds, I did a dental on him, I did all these x-rays, like nothing. And then I adjusted him 3 times and he was fine. He never dropped food ever again. So yeah, so it's just cool. Like something that's been a problem forever. Actually, another example, my cat was like behaviorally, like inappropriately urinating. And I had her on Prozac for a long time. And I was like, you know what? I've been adjusting her for like months now. Let's see what happens when I stop her Prozac. And she's never peed or pooped on anything ever again. And it's I'm sure that it's related in some way, but I just think that's crazy because nothing else that you can do would do that. So yeah, just several personal successes, but I just think it's such an important tool. And, in the scope of things, it's really not that expensive. There's nothing involved other than me. And for people to keep, I've not found that people have complained about the price of it, which, you know, some people are like, that's crazy. People are paying more to get their animals adjusted than for people to get adjusted. But yeah, I mean, I have some people that tell me that they can't come more than monthly because, you know, it's an expense and they have to, and I'm like, that's fine. Like monthly's fine. So
Monthly's better than not.
yeah, monthly's better than not coming at all. So yeah, but it is crazy like what people will do for their animals. They want the best for them, and hopefully one day that there will be as many animal chiropractors as human chiropractors. So
What are you charging for a dog adjustment?
110.
All right. Well, and you said you do about 5 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 a week.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just round it to 100.
Sure.
All right, because that's easy math.
Yeah.
Okay. That's $2,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been doing it for, let's just say, 50 weeks.
Okay. That also is better.
That's $10,000.
Yeah. That I've got to be doing, because some days I know I see like 8
Right.
appointments. So
But
roundabout.
$10,000
Yeah.
in 50 weeks, and you do more than that probably. That's a
Yeah.
low estimate.
Yeah.
So easy, you've paid for it. You know,
Right.
Probably because you probably do more like 40 a week.
Yeah, probably because just every day is so different. Like some days I'll see a
Yeah.
bunch, and then I also like do have like a day every week where I group like 2 hours of like just chiropractic and acupuncture appointments together.
Yeah.
So like obviously those days are like way more, like I'll see like 8 or 9 or 10 that day than other days. So, but now I'm curious because obviously I can go search the line item and see. So I've been meaning to do that actually. So I'll do that because I'm just curious. But I know that the course is paid for. Well, and also like you said, I've been actually adjusting more than 50 weeks because I've been doing it for the entire year. Just obviously not as much. So I'm sure it's paid for itself and more by now for sure.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. So, all right. How do I find you?
So if you go to hiltonvethospital.com, I'm on there. The chiropractic care is on there. We've posted about it on our Facebook page as well, which is just Hilton Vet Hospital. And yeah, I'm the only one in Rochester that does it. So if you also look on the AVCA website and search in New York, I think there's like 14 or 15 doctors. I'm one of them. So you can, I always tell people too, because like I have had people from Buffalo come and I'm like, there is actually someone in Buffalo if you look on the website, because like I get it, if there's somebody closer, you should go to them. And if they're certified, then they're just as good. So
yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Everybody listening, remember the body heals one way and one way only, above, down, inside out. And keep those atlases adjusted.
Yes.
All right.
That's the most important one.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
If you are or know a veterinarian or chiropractor, or a student of either of these professions, visit our website, Animal Chiropractic Education Source, to see how to become certified in animal chiropractic. Start improving the lives of the animals around you. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the ACES channels so that you never miss an exciting episode.